Welcome everyone to this new episode of the Privacy Rules Privacy Espresso series. Now, not anymore just a video cast, but also a podcast. So many of our listeners are going to be just through audio version, and I welcome you all. And I also welcome with us Luiza Sato from the Brazilian law firm TozziniFreire. Luiza is a partner of the firm and leader of their data protection team. And we are going to discuss together with Luiza a bit about forecast of 2024. But before that, some updates on what happened recently in Brazil, which are the latest news about Brazil. So, Luiza, thanks a lot for being with us also today. And can we start with a brief update on the latest news from Brazil?
Of course, Alessandro. Thank you for having me again. It's a pleasure to be here talking about our year, this last year, and this new one. On data protection in my country. Well, in 2023, a lot has happened. So we see a more mature market. Companies have dedicated teams working on the matter, and clients now are sending me much more challenging consultations. So we had to really work harder and dig deeper because clients are getting really smart on data protection matters. And we also see our public bodies, our public administration in Brazil having major developments. So we saw that they were really behind in their conformity projects, in their understandings on data protection. So we still have, of course, a big gap, but we see a lot of evolution on this matter in the public field. So more specifically, our ANPD, which is our data protection authority, has finally issued a resolution on the dosimetry of penalties. So this allowed for the imposition of the first sanctions of the first penalties in Brazil for the violation of the LGPD, our data protection law. We also had an important guideline issued by our DPA on the applicable legal basis for the processing of personal data from minors. So when we first read the LGPD, we get this impression that we can only rely on consent for processing data from children and adolescents, but now the ANPD just issued this guideline saying that this is not the case, that we can rely on other legal basis to do so, just of course, as long as the best interests of these minors are observed. We had many public consultations also issued by our DPA, the main ones being on the role of the data protection officer, on the legitimate interest, and also the cross-border data transfer. This is a huge topic for this new year. And also, finally, outside the scope of our data protection authority, we had two very, very hot topics in Brazil. First one was just, of course, all over the world, the artificial intelligence resolution. We have a bill now being discussed, very passionate discussions because everybody wants to contribute on that. We still do not have a law. We don't know if this year will be the first one when we have a law on this matter, but we have this bill. And also we had a decree launched in the very last week of December on the National Cybersecurity Policy.
Okay, that sounds as great news. Things are really moving forward in Brazil, and that's very interesting. In particular, the trending topic are the ones that are moving also there. I mean, I can hear about children data, I can hear about artificial intelligence, but also cybersecurity that is too often not considered as part of privacy. But of course, whenever you have to protect data, not just company data, but also personal data, of course, cybersecurity should be part of it. So this sounds very interesting. And looking to the future, so 2024, also basing with those elements that you were already mentioning, what do you foresee? Are there some key developments that you expect, or some laws that you think are going to be developed? I expect, for example, that the AI bill will become something real. What else?
Yeah, so this year of 2024 has already begun for our data protection authority. They have done so much in so little time. They have already changed their petition system to make it simpler for data subjects to, send their contributions and their petitions. They have also published a guideline on smart cities, and also issued a very important public consultation just yesterday on data anonymization. So this is the Data Protection Week, and they promised they will issue more documents until Friday. So let's expect that. They have also updated us saying that for this first semester, we are expecting resolutions on the role of the data protection officer, cross-border data transfers, and data breach notifications. For the entire year, we can also expect lots of activities aimed at educating data subjects, including sort of simple, playful website directed to them, because data subjects in Brazil should definitely become more aware of their rights, and it should be easier for them to exercise their rights. For the second semester, we will possibly have resolutions on data anonymization because of this public consultation, and also a guideline or resolution on the processing of personal data from children and teenagers. And of course, for the entire year, the two hot topics that we already spoke about, artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, those are really hot ones. And well, we will not die of boredom this year.
Yeah. So looking forward to that, and I think it's very interesting to hear how much the authority is pushing forward concerns guidelines and preparing and raising awareness in Brazil. That's probably the most important role of any DPA. So it's very good to hear that there is a lot of interest in working in this direction. Let's move on to the practical side of this discussion, and still looking at 2024. What's in your expert opinion the key three topics or activities that companies should be look at or should be prepared or focus on in the course of the new year, or to prepare for this new year?
Good. So considering that the conformity projects are already concluded, because if they are not, so of course this should be the top one priority. But if they are already concluded, I think that the data protection teams of companies should focus on maintaining a very strict data protection and information security governance programs, just doing all the actions that they planned for. So this is really important. Second, I would recommend keeping up to date with new laws and regulations that are being issued all the time, and not only in your specific country, but all around the world, because we know we have lots of treaties and laws that have extraterritorial effects. And I would say that there are many hot topics, but AI, child online safety, consumer protection, cybersecurity, those are really big topics that we should focus on. And just, because we are here speaking for our alliance, the Privacy Rules, people should really, consider talking to our experts, because we have professionals from all around the world. And I think our alliance will become stronger and stronger because of this. And third, I could never stress this enough, enhance all your work to prevent, identify, and mitigate data breaches, because this is very important for everyone, not only companies, but for us individuals. So this means, of course, updating systems, providing trainings for our staff, because we should prevent human errors, changing protocols. So information security should definitely be a priority at all times for everyone, as huge damages will continue to arise from data breaches.
Yeah, those are very, very wise words, because in particular for what concerns the creation of new type of technologies like AI, there is often a lack of understanding or preparation on how to protect data and keep them secure, and having the right knowledge about how to keep information secure is key also to protect data, and so being compliant. And I definitely align with your two key, let's say, targets that are for sure information security, as said, but of course also being up to date. That is becoming more and more difficult because we are facing more and more laws from all over the world. So following activities or events like the Privacy Espressos, but also webinars, being up to date, and of course having a group or a team of law experts that is well connected, in particular if you work with different jurisdictions, can be essential. So I thank you very much also for speaking and mentioning about the Privacy Rules Alliance. Luiza, we ran out of our time. I would like to thank you very much for being with us today. It was a very good way to start the new year with updates from Brazil, and also one of the best podcasts to have in the Privacy Week. So thanks a lot for being with us today.
Thank you, Alessandro. I will definitely watch this video again to see if my predictions came true. Thank
Yeah,
you.
let's keep finger crossed. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.